Now, I've already put in the little ribbon. It just slides right in. There's no clip. This one you got two choices on. As you can see on the ribbon, there are what look to be two rows of like diamonds. If you have a good LCD and if you want to run the camera with the LCD, just simply slide this in all the way and fold down and push down the clip. And it slides back, same way that you lifted it up. If you're like me and you have a broken LCD or you want to not use the LCD to conserve battery power, then what you do is just partially insert this. You can't leave it out, you actually have to partially insert it. And what I do is I just insert it just enough that that initial row of diamonds that you see is covered. And then I fold the clip down. Then I take my LCD and I just slide it over and put it in. Then what I do is I take my two little side pieces and then I insert them. Now another thing that you want to do is make sure that these wires here are not crimped or clipped. Then you go to the other side I'm having all kinds of difficulty here. And just slide that in. Now, oops. Then take your back and insert it. And you'll see it kind of just slides right back in. If you have a problem with it, just gently back it out and put it back in. Screw it in, and then just double check real quick, make sure no wires are crimped. Put in these two screws. Slide your camera around. And insert these two screws. Now, after these two screws are done, what I like to do is go ahead and test my camera. Doesn't make sense not to. So I will go get a battery here real quick. Put it in, and I've always worry when I do these videos for guys as to whether or not the camera will actually turn on. Now remember, I did a 4-wire hack. I did not do the 5-wire hack, which requires a different servo, and you use the battery shutter or the battery common to operate both the battery common and the battery shutter. Now, this is my negative and this is my camera positive. So I touch those, camera comes on, which is obviously good. Then I touch the negative to the shutter. There we go. So now I know I have a good hack. Now the extra red wire is my power. Now how I can tell is, like I said, I use, and you might be able to tell the difference between the two power wires, the size difference. I use the USB cables, which are very, very small 30 gauge wire for the shutter and the shutter power on the shutter bar. And then I use the cables like you get from Snapshot Sniper, the stereo jack cables. I use those, that extra leftover 3 or 4 feet that you get, because those wires are a little bit bigger, and I use those for the power of the hacks. So again, we just turn off the camera, and you can see we now have a hacked camera. Take the battery out. Now what I do, now and it's a matter of preference. I like to kind of twist my wires together. I run them along there, and then I'll lay a goop underneath it, push it down in there, and then I just connect my servo here. Cut the wires, and then I connect the servo right here. And then you can tell it just kind of gives it kind of a fairly nice, neat appearance. The goop will hold the wires in place and keep them from moving around. And then I just kind of put a nice layer of goop in here to keep those wires from moving. So that is your 290 video hack. I apologize again about the fairly poor quality of the videos, but I did the best I could under the circumstances. If anybody has any questions, you can just send me a PM on any of the forums. Thanks.